Conserved here, the old names, Dark Dick and Dicky Meadows, engraved white from black plastic and fixed to the willow rose, are still here in the man-made wetlands of Wakehurst Place. And I am back with my wife and paper and pen, feeling as I did when we returned hand in hand to China Wall Cemetery in Flanders, prepared to do what I failed to do the first time, that is, write down the words on a scrap of paper, as did they who missed the men, when they calculated the cost at £1 a letter and sent them off with the money to be carved in stone. A widow's mite for R.I.P. and, work it out for yourself, a king's ransom back then for what I'd come to copy from a grave, with tears again in my eyes. I thank my God upon every remembrance of you. Champion Rod, in blue on the warm paper from my pocket. Green Dicks, Early Spaniard, Brown Ards, and plain, also labelled, Common Ossia. I listed the rare and the dying words on a couple of lined notebook little pages of Jane. Preserved also on the ground, I saw it go, a trace of where the inspiration had died. And like the new houses whose factory brick is labelled New House, or Old Red Brick New Place, or the old roads still called New Road, one row of willow switches stretched away from the name Light New Kind, and wore it like the rest, above some proper Latin, Salix Viminalis, white and black, broken now by the mower and left in the grass. One thing only is fixed forever at Grid Ref F10, location G, Education Module 3. And perhaps here, by preserving the ones, we will safeguard the names. But I don't think so. Raised for students in and out of laminated pentameters, in weatherproof prose on the colourful introduction sign, it resists being woven 5 beats to a line. I can read here that the old basket makers boiled these osiers in the autumn if they wanted them brown with tannin, but if they left them, bundles who knows how, in running water till spring, they could peel back the bark and choose them white. I shall remember while light lasts, and in darkness I shall not forget. In Flanders, near W.J. Keenan, 25598, looking over at Jane among so many graves. 14th Battalion Canadian Infantry, age 36. The monumental and paid-for cry of a relative as the conversation of shell cases and panniers, and where they are, it is still turned up by the plough. If we still love those we lose, can we all together lose those we love? In the guileless way the monochrome photograph of the wicker from Glastonbury Lake Village is placed and fossilised yet again on the sign, it is present in the most artless, least accomplished essays of mankind. The fear of death flickers while it lasts, through the letters we utter for all we love. But the urge for self-sacrifice, which we praise above all, is the preserve of the young and the supple soldier, and the gold and green wands that volunteer here in the wetlands against the sky. Perhaps we make war to acknowledge it, and from this evolves the inclination to serve and grow as we do by the wayside, where the wickerwork skills we should leave, we fight to pass on. From the battlefields to graveyards, from old tackle and trim and trades to new hymns, from Shakespeare to a new place, it does not remain. I would die for such an inspiration, but it dies, and it did, often at F10 beside Jane.